Welcome back to the channel. Here is 5 things. I've also done a player ratings. That's going to be out in a few hours. Make sure to check that out because I think some people are going to get pissed off with it. But I would like to hear your thoughts about it, my ratings and the reasoning behind them over on that video. So give it a couple of hours and that will be out as well. But let's get into the 5 things. Did we learn anything in these 5 things? Let's start with Mazraoui in the 10. On the surface of things, I know Ronaldo lost his mind with this one, it was a bit of a baffling tactical decision. In the execution of it, it was like right down the middle. It wasn't terrible and it wasn't genius. It was just kind of... He didn't look super comfortable, but he's such a good footballer that you could play him up front, left wing, right wing. You probably play him in net, he'd probably do an half-decent job for you. A bigger question here is, could you not have played Ahmad? Could you not have tried the Zirkzee, Højlund, 4-4-2, a little bit of spice? We did say that might be a bit too attacking for Fenerbahçe, that's fair. But what about the really easy one? Throw Eriksen into the 10, with him being like a fucking creative midfielder and all, and have Mazraoui and Ugarte alongside each other. Or, I don't know, play Casemiro, who's an actual fucking midfielder. Mazraoui playing in the 6. No one's going to lose a mind over that because the way Manchester United play and the 3-2-5 that's so prevalent across football at the moment often has, especially fucking Mazraoui, rolling into that 6th position. So he's going to be like, oh, this is the fucking same as what I've done in training for the last 3 months. It's cool. Give me the ball. Putting him in the 10, when you've got a super, like, Eriksen still managed like 4 fucking key passes. He is still creative. He is still our probably number 1 creative player. It feels... Is it a coincidence that United elicited a little bit more control in the game when he moved back to fullback? And we brought another midfielder on? Is that a coincidence? Was that just a phase of the game that we were in? Or was that... And it's not just that, because the knock-on effect of you put Victor Lindelof in against a striker that's physical, that's good in the air, and he just doesn't make any attempt whatsoever to get on the end of a ball. And you think, all right, okay. If we'd have played an actual midfielder in midfield, wild, and played defenders in defence that aren't Victor Lindelof, maybe we don't lose that game or draw that game.
Listen, I know that you know that I know that you know, and we all know what Manscaped is all about. It's about trimming your hedges, about keeping your gear in check. But listen, they've gone one better. There's no more mixing up your face trimmer and your ball trimmer. They have got the beard and balls bundle. They've got the lawnmower 5.0 for the downstairs business, and they've got the beard hedger for the moneymaker up top. That's right, separate tools for separate jobs. So sort your life out. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Howson, that's Howson, at manscaped.com. Listen, nobody wants to see your bits looking like a bad Team America beard. Fix it up. Look sharp, stop butchering yourself while you're at it. It's 20% off and free shipping with the code Howson at manscaped.com. Get it done, and someone might want to touch your cock.
Ugarte, really good, solid defensive performance. Obviously, the game-saving block. He covered so much ground. You can see loads of the facets of games, especially when they're a bit transition-heavy like that he's really going to thrive in. I thought he was one of the better individuals today, and he played with an intensity that I think this United team have lacked. And I think with the situation being what it is at the moment, he's probably just booked himself a starting lineup somewhere at some point, I think. Which contrasts with our next topic, Ahmad. I don't think Ahmad's a sort to boot off. But if I represent that player, I am getting on the phone, and people might be like, oh, fucking agents. Agents will do this week in, week out. A manager is going to spend way more time than they want having to deal with agents. So this isn't me being a dick. This will happen at some point this week with probably different players. But if I represent Ahmad, I'm speaking to the club, and it might be Ten Hag that they have direct contact to. It might be one of the other coaches in there. But they'll speak to someone inside the club. And I'll be like, right, listen, a couple of questions. What we touched on earlier, you played a right back rather than McLean in the 10. Not only that, you brought Anthony on instead of McLean. Do we need to look for another club? Because clearly this guy don't rate him. And I didn't look happy about it. I don't know if there's a professional footballer out there that's going to take... Like I said, if it was Eriksson and they moved Mazraoui into the 6, I think everyone goes, okay, yeah, I can see that. As good as Mazraoui is, I think putting him in the 10 is a bit of a kick in the bollocks to some of the other players in the squad. And then, please, anybody that's watched both of those two play football, explain to me how you justify Anthony coming on before anybody. What does it mean for Ahmad's future? Because that might be a problem. Because he is very good. And he is very much out of favour, clearly. Zirkzee, I thought he was very poor. Lindelof, poor. Didn't necessarily cost us a game in the same sense, but he was poor. No urgency about his play, 2-1 paced, didn't make any runs in behind whatsoever, made it very easy to play against from a centre-half's point of view, didn't get involved in a link-up play, which is what he's had previously that was to his favour. None of that happened. Looks like he's lost some confidence. Is that because he sees Højlund as probably being the starter ahead of him? Performances like that last night, certainly not going to change anyone's mind. That was poor, that. And then finally, another fucking draw. A bore draw. The last 20 minutes of the game were hard work watching, weren't they? We are 21st in the group and we're starting piling up negative records again. First time since 80 to 83 that United have failed to win in 6 European games. United's last European win was when we beat Copenhagen in October last year. It's flat. It's uninspiring. I worry for that forward line because I just do not know who or how the goals are going to come. Every game seems to bring up drama. I don't like football being overtaken by drama. I'm feeling like I'm sort of resigned to the fact that this forward line does not have the ability to deliver the amount of goals that Manchester United require. So I'm kind of semi at peace with the fact that this season's going to be an absolute shit show unless we sign an absolute goal machine come January. And I don't know if we're going to do that. Anyway, player ratings will be out in a few hours. Please go check that out. Hit subscribe if you are new. I'm very keen to hear your thoughts. It's become a bit of a shit show of a game coming Sunday, but we'll be here with a preview and all the rest of that good stuff afterwards. So, cheers. See you in a bit.
Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.